Well, guys, I know this channel is usually always doom and gloom, but let's put a little spin of laughter into our lives. A bit of rejoice and happiness. Because that's what we need now. Joy and happiness. And it seems that PETA has really gotten the claw, if you could get my drift here, as a family-owned restaurant seems to have completely uttered and destroyed PETA. And yeah, let's take a look. Family-owned seafood restaurant makes PETA regret that it ever protested it. It all started with a billboard that PETA decided to put up next to a family-owned seafood restaurant in Baltimore. The Animals Rights Group had apparently been using billboards to protest Jimmy's famous seafood in Baltimore for a little while. The family that owns the restaurant had seemingly had enough and decided that it was going to troll the trolls. What PETA probably didn't anticipate is how good a counter-trolling the restaurant would be. Jimmy's first announced that it would begin its counterattack against the group in late February, announcing "We're coming" over an exploding PETA billboard. The activist group responded to the restaurant, telling them that the response they wanted was for the restaurant to finally see fish and crabs for the complex living, feeling beings that they are. Jimmy's response was devastating. "Tell that to the 2,000 plus pets you killed every year. You killed last year." Oof! That's rough. Yeah, that doesn't look too great. Fast forward to Thursday, and the response from Jimmy's has finally been revealed with billboards of their own. The two billboards side by side show a crab on one and a crab cake on the other. "They died to be enjoyed," reads the first. "It'd be a sin to waste them," reads the next. Included in the picture of the billboards is a woman holding a dead crab, as Jimmy says in the tweet, "This is just the beginning." As promised, our response to PETA's latest billboard stunt for a few blocks from our family-owned restaurant, "This is only phase 1. Phase 2 will hit much closer to home," tweeted the restaurant. It's unclear what closer to home means in this situation, but I'm willing to bet that Jimmy's is either about to set up a billboard near PETA HQ, or they're about to expose PETA for the absolute hypocrites and nutcases they are. Either way, America is here for it. What Jimmy's is doing is showing people how to handle radical activists. Give no apology, show no guilt, and be brutally hilarious in your response. Radical activists find their true power in the cowardice and compliance of their victims. When you don't give anything, they look foolish and weak. We'll be sure to say with the developing story as Jimmy's continues its attack. Yeah, I am definitely going to keep up with this because this is bloody great. This is how we should deal with these activists, these lunatics, because it's just great. Yeah, and they're not wrong about, what PETA does to animals every year. We have this here. PETA's defense of its high euthanasia rate is unconvincing. It goes on to say that in an interview posted on YouTube on June 6, 2022, Ingrid Newkirk, founder of the animal rights group People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, discussed several subjects, including claims made in 2004 by comedy team Penn & Teller that PETA kills dogs and cats. Ms. Newkirk described the Penn & Teller claims as cheap and misinformed. "We have reported in the past, see, for example, here on the statistics compiled by the Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, showing that PETA's shelter in Norfolk, Virginia has a high rate of euthanasia when compared to other shelters operating in the Commonwealth of Virginia. According to Ms. Newkirk, PETA shelter is an open admission shelter that takes in animals that are on their last legs, the dregs, if you will, that have the door slammed shut on them in other places. The implication is that this is a reason for the high euthanasia rate." Ms. Newkirk stated that the PETA would never euthanize a healthy animal. So, we have this. Given its history of euthanizing the vast majority of dogs that it receives, the assertion that PETA is bursting at the seams with dogs to be adopted struck as questionable. So we decided to look at the reported data to see how PETA compares with the 4 shelters that PETA stated participated in Poochella, Chesapeake Animal Services, the Norfolk SPCA, Virginia Beach Animal Control, and the Virginia Beach SPCA. The following table combines the publicly available numbers reported by PETA and the 4 shelters on their respective 2021 VDACs summary of the animal custody records regarding the position of dogs that the shelters received. That's information that each public and private animal shelter in Virginia must submit annually to VDACs. And we have this here, that PETA has received 831, reclaimed by owner 4, net received 827, adopted 17, euthanized 531, reclaimed by owner 0.5%, adopted and unclaimed is 2.1%, and euthanized of unreclaimed is 64.2%. And cheapskate is received 1.2K, reclaimed by owner is 519, Net received is 784, adopted is 388, euthanized is 205, and received by owner is 41.4%. Adopted of the unclaimed or reclaimed is 52.9%, and euthanized of the unreclaimed is 27.9%. Norfolk SPCA is received 709, reclaimed by owner is 2, net received is 797, adopted is 715, euthanized is 32, reclaimed by owner 0.3%, and adopted of unreclaimed 89.7%, and euthanized of unreclaimed is 4.0%. So, you're kind of seeing a little pattern here, right? Well, we have this as well that goes on to with the actual statistics here. Oof, my bad. So we're going to do this, euthanasia rate, and then we'll go back to here. And then we see that, despite graphically, the percentage of unclaimed dogs that PETA euthanizes is much higher than the percentage of unclaimed dogs euthanized with other shelters. So it has PETA all the way up to pretty much 70%, and Cheapskate Animal Services, which is up to 40%, give or take, 35 to be exact, I think. And then you have all these others that are way, way, way down. And also received and reclaimed by owners is down all the way to almost practically 0, and these are all incredibly high. So, yeah, PETA, I would like you to really start talking about your love for animals and all that, because it seems to do the exact opposite of that. By the way, I'm a hunter. Well, ex-hunter. I do try to hunt when I want to, but, But I hunted. I have killed a fair of my animals of wild game and stuff like that. And the first rule of a hunter is to make sure that when you shoot an animal that you kill it 100% and you don't leave it suffering. Hunters tend to be a lot more empathetic towards animals than I think PETA would. And I don't treat animals like garbage. I have multiple cats, and sometimes you see a little black cat just wandering around here in my room, either laying down on my bed, or what have you, and he just chills in my room. I have multiple cats and dogs, and I love those pets. Unfortunately for PETA, they can't really say the same thing. Good on you, Jimmy. It seems that you guys are doing a great job of fighting PETA, and this is a hilarious, hilarious attack. Alright guys, that's for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.